monkeys.
Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Golden Falls Golden, what if, whatever you want to call me, and I am back. And I'm here with a very different video. Obviously, one of the what if YouTubers that I know and that I've been talking to a lot recently, XSplick, wanted me to do a Q&A. Obviously, Zether did a Q&A very recently, I think it was probably a couple weeks ago that he did it. But I decided that I might as well do it myself. I put in a post on my community tab. I had to keep a couple people send some good questions for me, but also I have a lot of questions that I get asked on the daily in my Discord or in my DMs, and I try my best to answer them, but obviously some of them are a lot harder to answer than normal. So I'm here, we're gonna do a little bit of talking. If y'all want this more consistently, I'd love to answer any questions that you guys have about what I do for what ifs or what I do for this or that. Obviously there's certain things I literally cannot get into, I don't think, but and I will stay away from, but most of the things I'll definitely answer. So I think we're gonna start it off with anything that I see in my community tab that I found. So we'll just start it off with XSplick, which he asked me why I started doing what ifs and like, do I have any inspirations. Here's the thing, I don't necessarily have inspiration to like start my I didn't have inspiration to start my what if channel. I will say I started by watching like Salad Saiyan, Zether, Izukage, people like that. I personally don't watch what ifs as much as I used to now that I make them, because this is gonna like stray off topic a little bit, but when I watch other people's what ifs, I don't want to cloud that with my what if. So if I watch a Zether what if, I don't want to be like, oh shoot, that was a great idea. I don't want to use his ideas the best I possibly can. I want to stay away from that. So when you guys, when something happens in a what if, and I get a lot of people, they'll do that. They'll be like, oh, you copied anime outlet, or you did this. I promise you I didn't. I don't watch what ifs, and that's for that exact reason, is so I don't like even think about using an idea like that. But yeah, I try my best to keep everything as original as possible, but obviously that's more or less impossible when you have so many people doing something. So yeah, I just wanted y'all to keep that in mind as well. For I know all of my like loyal subscribers, they know that, and they know how that is, and that I wouldn't go around copying people. But yeah, just keep that in mind. But yeah, again, that's my inspiration. I didn't really get inspired to do it. I have a lot of fun doing it. This is, in a way, it's a hobby turned into a job, right? So it's super cool that I can make money off of it, and I hope that for the next couple years I can make a ton of money off of it. That's one thing I don't think I'll talk about on a video, is how much money I make. I'm not gonna say if it's a lot or if it's a little. I just don't feel comfortable talking about that on a video, but I think all y'all would understand why I feel that way. But yeah, I think that's about it for that question, and we'll just go on to the next question. So Nazhex, Nazhex, Nazhex said, what's the best anime in your opinion? Honestly, it's funny because like people ask me this, they'll be like, oh, how many animes have you watched? I've watched probably less animes than most people that do this content. I haven't really watched a crazy amount of anime. Like, I could probably count the amount of animes I have on both hands, like I've watched. My Hero obviously is like a huge one for me that I love. I loved a lot when I first watched it. I'm biased as hell, right? So I would probably just give the best anime to like either Naruto or Dragon Ball, because that's like what I grew up, because it's more of a nostalgia thing, especially with Dragon Ball. Like Dragon Ball was like top tier for me just because of how nostalgic it was. And I literally grew up on Dragon Ball, so it's hard for me to say what the best anime is, because I know there's a lot of animes that are like really good but not well known and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a hard thing to answer in my opinion. Okay, let's go to the next one. King Fire Ruby says, what is your goals for the future, and like what's the what if are you going to do for an 100k special? It would be cool to be at 100k, right? I don't know if that's or when that would happen, ideally in the near future, but what would be the what if? I eventually want to do a live stream where I do a whole adaptive what if, and I might even do this soon in a YouTube video. And I'll do an adaptive what if where I'll have a what if that goes 2 different pathways. We'll have like maybe like, oh, if they did this instead of this or something like that in the what if. If you guys know Marvel what ifs, there's someone that does Marvel what ifs. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. This sucks that I don't remember it, but someone does Marvel what ifs, and they've done that before too. They have like timestamps where there's basically other pathways that you can go instead. Like they kind of do like, oh, what if Captain America killed Iron Man? But then they would be like, oh, but the other pathway would be, what if Captain America was arrested because he killed Iron Man, or stuff like that. So there's like different pathways. So that would probably be ideal for like a upcoming special, because I know another person actually asked me, yeah, Sashi asked me, what's the 15k special gonna be, because obviously by the end of the month or early next month I'm probably gonna be at 15k subs. So we'll see what I'm gonna do exactly. It's probably just gonna be another movie. I'm not sure exactly what, but just keep that in mind. We'll see what I can do. I also run multiple YouTube channels, right? It just depends on how I'm feeling. I consistently only post on 2 though. The other ones are kind of like ones that I don't post super consistent on, but yeah, just keep in mind I'm pretty busy. Like I keep myself busy all the time. Okay, Tupla X asks, how long does it take you usually to make a script, and which do you enjoy more, scripted or unscripted videos? That's hard. So scripts, I haven't done that many scripted videos recently. I don't know if you guys even have noticed. A lot of my videos recently have been very note orientated, so like not full scripts. But before, I think probably like a month ago, I was doing full scripts, like only full scripts. And I will say scripts allow me to like build a story pretty like easily, I will say. But when I do unscripted things, I have to kind of cut off some things, and sometimes I'll leave out parts that I really want to talk about but that I end up not talking about because I forget, or but I still think the what ifs are good either way. I actually think sometimes the unscripted videos are better than the scripted videos, because when I let my imagination just like run wild and not be like constrained to one thing, I feel like I can do crazy ideas, crazier fight scenes, stuff like that. So I feel like it's hit or miss with certain things. I think both are really good, but I will say they have their perks and they have their downsides. Unscripted videos allows me to basically get out a video a lot quicker. Scripted definitely takes me way longer. So yeah, it's a lot of those things. And he actually also asked, or he or she, whatever, Tuplex, also asked who is my favorite My Hero character. Probably Aizawa. I mean, I love Aizawa. So Aizawa's a sick character, and I'm a big fan of his character. Okay, Gaming Ninja asks, why do you only make series 3 to 5 parts long? And he also says that I've enjoyed your content since I found your What If Deku Had Infinite Potential quirk. I appreciate that. All the love. They're 3 to 5 parts long because of viewership. Because I think I say it a lot, and I hope all y'all will point to this video whenever someone else says this and asks why I'm cutting a series to 4 parts, 5 parts, whatever. Because part 1 will be the most viewed part. Part 2 is going to be a little less. Part 3 is when you see a lot of downward viewership. You're not going to see your normal viewership. And part 5 is especially not, like part 4, part 5. Viewership always will decrease in terms of parts. And that's just how it works. That's how YouTube is. So that's why I try to keep myself to a 3 to 5 part long series, so I don't lose viewership, because the whole goal behind this is to grow our community and do this and do that. I'm not someone that has hundreds of thousands of subscribers where it doesn't matter if I post a part 1 or a part 5 or a part 10 and I'll still get views, like tons of views. I'm still solely based off of more or less trying to get the algorithm to attract to me and like post my stuff higher in the YouTube recommended. So just keep that in mind. That's like one of the biggest things that I try to tell people. And please point to this video if anybody asks that. And yeah. And actually, you know what? Since we're on that topic, I actually get tons and tons of messages of people asking how I grew so fast. And I have XSplit, which he also asked me, and I also helped him the best I possibly could. And I will not by any means take credit for anything he's doing on his channel right now, but I will say I helped him and guided him the best I possibly could to have success in his YouTube channel. And the biggest thing, and I told him this, and I showed him like proof of this, that it's being consistent. It's being consistent, because he had a video that he basically grew like 400 subs in one day, right? And if you don't know who XSplit is, he should be in the comment section. Check out his YouTube channel. Go check him out, bro. Seriously, sick ass what ifs. Excuse my language. But yeah, so it's a big thing. Consistency is a big thing. Knowing what titles to pick is a big thing. We can even talk about, I'm totally exposing him, so I'm sorry if you didn't want me exposing you like this, but he came to me and asked me and showed me 3 what ifs. And I'm not going to say all 3 what ifs, because obviously he might use them later, but I told him that some of them are gonna be too basic or too overused to get views, right? And that should be like a rule of thumb you're thinking about. If you're doing a what if, right? And let's say I did, what if Deku had an ice quirk? That is probably one of the most overused things like out of what ifs, because it's super basic. So you want to change the wording to help you out and help the algorithm out. You don't want to put just ice quirk or something like that. Maybe like, what if Deku had an avalanche quirk or something of that idea, like something other than ice, you know, what if Deku had a freeze dry quirk or something like that. Maybe freeze dry would be a little too out there in terms of a title, but for anybody that's trying to get into what ifs, keep that in mind. Because obviously I think I had probably the fastest growing what if channel in 2021, because I think I did like I've been doing this for 7 months, I believe 7, maybe 8 months now, and I did really well in that first part. I'm trying to pick it back up, and I have been picking it back up. So yeah, I mean, I hope that helps all of y'all. If you want any more help at all, just make sure to go into the Discord, DM me. I'll try to get to you and answer any questions I possibly can. I'm not afraid to suggest anything to y'all or help anybody out. I really don't mind. And it's one of those things that, yes, I may not be as big as Zether, and I may not be as big as Izukage, but I promise I do know what I'm talking about, and I'm sure they know what they're talking about as well. And I'll try my best to reach out and talk to you guys if you guys really want to do this or make what ifs, because obviously adding to the community is better for the community, right? But like I said, consistency matters so much, and I'll say it a million times over. Consistency matters so much. Tags, please use tags when you're growing. Even use tags now. I use tags now. I'm at 14,000 subs and I still use tags. I have 21,000 subs on my texting stories channel, and I still use tags. Like, it helps. I promise it helps. Maybe for some other channels they don't need it, and they found their own little niche of categories that it doesn't really matter, but I promise it does help. vidIQ, not sponsored. vidIQ, please sponsor me, dude. Just sponsor me. But no, vidIQ, super good. I use vidIQ, free software browser. This is not sponsored, I promise. But yeah, keep those things in mind. Very important to growing. Okay, what's your favorite what if YouTuber by Izukage's Dirty Bathwater? You know, this guy, he's been here for a while. I find his name really funny. I don't know why his name's that. But that's kind of hard. That's a hard question because frankly, I'm not sure like who I could say who my favorite is, but I will. My favorite, I would say. Also, I'll give you two. I'll give you Salad Saiyan, right? Which he's a Dragon Ball what if YouTuber, and I'll give you Zether. I will say Zether is probably who got me into what ifs. He wasn't my inspiration to start doing them, but he got me into them. And he yeah, so I definitely binge watched a lot of his videos, tons of his videos. So I guess that would be my answer for that question. And the final question, it's not on the community tab, but I want to bring this up because I get asked this literally a shit ton in my comment section and everything. Why do I do a texting stories channel? Look, I know the what if community does not like texting stories. Like the mass majority of the what if community doesn't. And I've seen that through my comments, like blatantly obvious. I used to do every Sunday I would make a video that was basically not a what if, kind of like what I'm doing right now, right? I would make a video that wasn't a what if, and I did one texting story and so many people were mad. Look, obviously you don't have to watch if you don't want to, but at the end of the day, I think it's good for all YouTubers to spread their brand, get out there with more ways of, there's other things other than what ifs. It doesn't need to be gaming, it doesn't need to be any of that. It could be other versions of what ifs. It could be, like I said, texting stories, which is a different version of a fan fiction. It could be comic dubs, which I pay people to do comics based on a fan fiction that I made. There's other ways that I feel like people can spread their brands, and I feel like this has definitely been a way that has helped me spread my brand. Especially, I have a total of 35,000 subs over both of those channels. I have 21,000 on my texting stories and 14K on my Golden Wives channel. It's insane to think about, and this was over a course of like nothing. Like I did my what ifs, I think it was about 7-8 months, and my texting stories, it's only been like 5. So that's a big one that I wanted to tell y'all, because I got that a lot for a while of like, why was I doing this, why was I doing that? That's why. But yeah, that's about it. I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all have any more questions for me, leave it in the comment section below. Maybe we'll do another one of these videos where we'll do more questions. And yeah, I hope all y'all have an amazing day. Later.